Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, and this is Veeam 13 full course, and this is part third video in this course. So in this part we are going to learn one of the most important and practical topic, how to deploy a Veeam software appliance using OVA method. So this is going to be a full hands-on lab session where we are not only going to understand the concept but also going to deploy step by step the Veeam software appliance in our real lab environment, and you can follow the same steps to deploy your production Veeam infrastructure. So let's get started. So the very first and basic question: what is Veeam software appliance? So before jumping into the lab, let's first understand what exactly the Veeam software appliance is. So the Veeam software appliance is a pre-configured virtual machine that includes pre-installed operating system, pre-installed Veeam and backup replication, optimized configuration for performance and best practices. So instead of doing everything manually like installing OS, installing Veeam, configuring dependency, applying optimization, you simply deploy a OVA file, power it on, and your Veeam environment is ready. This significantly basically reduce the deployment complexity of the overall Veeam infrastructure. And benefit of using Veeam. So why use Veeam? So Veeam software appliance. So faster deployment, pre-configured environment, reduce human errors, production ready setup, and save hours for manual work. So this is what is Veeam software appliance, and this is the benefit in detail. So why use Veeam appliance? The main benefits: so faster deployment, you can deploy Veeam within a 30 to 40 minutes compared to several hours in a manual installation. Configured environment, so everything is already optimized, so you don't need to worry about the missing configuration and errors. You reduce human error. Manual installation often leads the mistakes, wrong settings, missing roles, incorrect configuration. So this appliance basically uh, are going to reduce all those risks. Production ready setup, so this is not a for lab, this is designed for enterprise production use and save time and efforts, especially useful when you are deploying multiple environments related to Veeam, such as DC, DR, remote site, and all those things. So let's understand this by real world scenario. So imagine your company is running 50 plus virtual machines. Suddenly one ESXi host fails. So without backup, all your VMs are gone. Business operations stop. With VM, you can restore VMs within a minute. So now imagine if your Veeam setup itself took hours to deploy, that's delayed during the critical situation. So with Veeam appliance, you can quickly deploy. Basically, you deploy quickly, start backup immediately, and reduce time for the overall Veeam backup process. So this is why enterprise deploy it in disaster recovery sites. Managed service providers use it for their clients, and data center uses for rapid recovery solutions. So now these are the some prerequisites which before starting the deployment, we should ensure our vCenter server is accessible and ESXi hosts are added to vCenter server. So and network and basically VM network and port group are configured, DNS is working, and you have downloaded the Veeam OVA file and enough CPU memory and storage on your ESXi host. So let's go ahead and verify my environment. So this is my demo environment. So we got our Active Directory and DNS server. So you can see here Win2K25DC01, which is my Active Directory and DNS server. And this is my vCenter appliance, which is VCSS01 labshands-on.lan. And I got a 3-node vCenter cluster added to my vCenter server infrastructure, basically which we are going to use during our lab and full course. And then we got a dedicated ESXi host, which is ESXi4, dedicated for deploying the Veeam software appliance basically. So let me show you the lab environment. So this is my lab environment. So I got my vCenter prod ready, 3-node cluster with 3 nodes and 2 virtual machines. And this is my dedicated ESXi host where I'm going to deploy basically our Veeam Software Appliance. So now I have also downloaded my, here if you see my Veeam Software Appliance OVA file, and I already have a license file also. So I'll go ahead and deploy the appliance now. So right click on ESXi host where you want to deploy, and click on basically on OVA, and then select the file which you have saved. So I'll go ahead and here I'll select my OVA file, and now you can see it's detected the file. So click next. So I'll go ahead and click next, and now it says Veeam SA as virtual machine name. So I'll go ahead and leave this default and customize this virtual machine hardware. Click next, and now this is the host where I want to deploy. So one of the very important thing, when you deploy this appliance, you should have a DNS record pre-created. So I'll go ahead and create one record. So let's call it Veeam SA, and I'll put IP address, let's say 192.168.0.71, and add host. So this is my DNS record for this virtual appliance. So now everything good. So you can see Veeam Software Appliance, and you can see the certificate, you can see the disk size, so thin provision and all those things, and these are the additional configuration related to hardware and all. And now let's click on next. Now I'll go ahead and select my data store, and I'll go ahead and provision thin provision disk. Since this is a lab environment, but in a production environment, highly recommended to deploy thick. So that's fine. I'll go ahead and click next now. And this is my VM network. So I'll go ahead and use this VM network for this virtual machine. And static IP address manual IPv4. Click next. Now we are good to go ahead and start the deployment. So I'll verify some configuration here. So I'll reduce the CPU to 4, since I have a 4 cores on ESXi host and 16 gig of memory. That's fine. And here you can see the network is selected, connect on power on. So this is good. Everything rest is good. Just go ahead and click next and click on finish. And now it will start the basically importing the OVF package, and it will basically deploy your virtual machine. And once the virtual machine is deployed, we will proceed with the power on the virtual machine and then start the configuration. So this deployment is going to take some time. So 50% completed. So I'll go ahead and pause the recording here. Once the deployment is ready for and VM is ready for power on, I'll go ahead and resume from there. So now the deployment is completed, you can see, and I'll go ahead and revalidate once the configuration of virtual machine. So everything looks good. I'll go ahead and now power on this virtual machine, which is our VMware Software Appliance. So now I'll go ahead and connect with the remote console. Now you can see it's booting Veeam Backup and Replication. So this will take some time to boot the machine appliance basically, and then once the appliance is booted, you should be able to see the network configuration, DNS configuration, and all those things where we can go ahead and modify those settings. So let's wait for basically get the boot completed, and you can see this is running on Red Hat Enterprise Linux 9. So now waiting for starting the host management service. So now this is the initial configuration wizard. So I'll go ahead and first accept the basically license agreement. So hit enter, and then it will ask you the name, host name. So I'll go ahead and configure Veeam Veeam SA, and then click next. And now it is asking about the network configuration, so you can basically configure the network also. So I'll go ahead and put on static, and now I'll go ahead and configure IP address as per my configuration. So 192, so 192.168.0.71, and mask is going to be a 255.255.255.0, and then gateway, so 192.168.0.1, and then IPv6 I don't want to put, and in the DNS, so 192.168.0.11, and then click on apply. So now you can see the assigned IP address is good. So now I'll go ahead and click on next, and now it will ask you about the basically NTP server. So NTP server is fine. I'll go ahead and move with this NTP server. So now you need to put the strong password basically. So I'll go ahead and use let's say, and this is very important, so you need to make sure whatever you are typing correct. So I'll go ahead and put something, let's say we R2 dollar MN5, and let me take a screenshot of this so I can make sure my password is correct, and then click on next. And now you need minimum 15 characters, so that is also one challenge. So I'll go ahead and start with putting some extra character here. So let's say star ZQ8 dollar. So let me take a screenshot again just to make sure we have a password correct, and then you need to configure the multi-factor authentication also. So I'll go here and show QR code, and you can go to any authentication app. So I'm using Google Authenticator, so I'll go ahead and add this scanner in my Google Authenticator. So just scan the QR code. So once the QR code is scanned, you should have your password ready. So I'll go ahead and put my password, and then OK, and now click next. And now you can see it's asking for the security officer password, so I can go ahead and skip this as of now. So I'll go ahead and skip this. We will reset this from the console, and this is the configuration what we are going to have. So now I'll click on finish, and now you can see it's starting the configuration where it is doing the restart for all the services, and basically it is going to whatever we have just configured through initial configuration wizard, it is going to apply those changes on the appliance and then going to restart the services. So now it should come here as a, you can see here Veeam SA and then the IP address what we have configured. So this is good. Now once this is done, we can go ahead and basically verify the installation by going to the URL. So let me go ahead and try to launch this. So very first thing you should check you are able to reach to the IP address of the appliance. So let me go ahead and try to do a ping. So ping 192.168.0.71, which is our Veeam Software Appliance URL. So this is good. So now you can see installation is completed, configuration is completed, and we got the host management page. So now I'll go ahead and try to refresh the URL to access the Veeam. So this is the IP address and this is the host management console. So let me go ahead with the first login to this Veeam URL. So I'll go ahead and put the credential, which is Veeam admin. In my case, this is the default credential. So now I'll go ahead and type my password. So just to make sure my password is correct, so P9 explanation, we are to five. So seems this is good. I'll go ahead and click here, and now I am able to log into the Veeam console. And similar, if you want to log into basically the host management console, so this is the port number. So 10443 is the port number. So let's try to log in there also. So 10443 and click here, and then Veeam admin and then password, and you can see the host management is mentioned here. So click on login. So now we can go ahead and if you want the Windows based console, you can go ahead and download that also. So this is a web based component, basically management console. So click OK, and now you should be able to see your overall status. So this is the Veeam backup and replication and server time. What is the server time? You can see the username. Also, if you click on configuration, you should be able to see the configuration also. So you have a users and roles. So this is my Veeam administrator account, and then credential and password. You can see all the credential and password, and then you have a license information, so you can install the license also. And update settings, you can define Veeam intelligence if you want to change the field, basically the UI interface mode, you can change that also from here. And this is give you the product information and all. So now you can go here and verify your Veeam appliance is running perfectly fine. So this is pretty much what I wanted to cover in this video. So in the next part, we are going to add a vCenter to Veeam and configure the backup repository, create backup, create replication jobs, and all those things. So the best practices for having the Veeam software appliance deployed, always use static IP address, ensure the DNS is properly configured, allocate sufficient RAM to basically to your software appliance, and keep appliance updated, and use the separate storage for backup. And so in this video we have covered what is Veeam software appliances, benefit of using software appliance, real world use cases, complete hands-on lab where we have deployed our Veeam software appliance on ESXi host, and also we did some post deployment configuration where we have configured the static IP address, host name, and all those things. So now you can confidently deploy Veeam using the appliance method in your lab and production environment both. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe me for more videos, and if you have any query, any question related to this, you can always post me my given mail IDs. Thank you once again. Bye bye.